Hello there, happy friends. It's Kim here. Welcome back or welcome to my channel for 10 projects in 10 days. We're on day 2. And if you didn't see day 1, I'll link it up in the corner and down below. But in day 1, we did a whole lot of just processing and figuring it out what we needed to do. Then today, what we're going to work on is our cover for our Traveler's Notebook. I've taken off the craft cover and reshuffled the pages, so we need a brand new cover. All I've done is chosen the paper so far and trimmed it to size. It's 4.5 by 8 1/4. And I've been previewing some paper and I finally figured out that I really want that plaid one. And did you see my hand movement for a second? That's me thinking about how I want to execute this piece of paper. Now, normally I would sometimes just put down a swath of paper on the front for decoration. Today, what I was thinking in my head was, what if we made like a pocket on both sides? And so by using that paper, and I scored it 1.5 inches and again, turned it over, scored again on the same line, 1.5 inches. I usually don't use my scoreboard, but in these instances, I really want a nice, clean, tight look. So I'm going to do it. But then I turned it over and I was like, well, it's kind of deep. And I thought, well, maybe I could scallop the edge. I could, make the edge like a curve. Nope, just gonna cut off 1 inch. And so my final measurement was 3.5 by 8 1/4. And what I did is just put it on the edge and was previewing that page, that journal card, and decided on the bookmark instead. I think it really is going to make that bookmark pop, and it's a great spot for it. I wanted to be attached clearly, so I did 1 bead of glue down the edge and then 2 at the top and bottom. And then it's an easy pocket in and out for the bookmarks, and I love it because the whole idea behind that pocket is you'd be able to see the writing without moving the bookmark at all. Now you're probably wondering, well, Kim, you just trimmed off all that paper. Why didn't you just fold it over and make a pocket? Well, then I wouldn't have a double pocket. I'd only have pocket on one side. So this kind of takes care of it. And then now I have some extra paper scraps to play with because I do have a plan in my brain. There are 5 weeks in August. We need 5 pages of weekly meal plans. And I was like, oh, that actually fits stupendously lovely, because then I just open up my notebook and the shopping list is right there and I can jot down whatever I want. All right, we have these PET stickers. I'm in love these. They're so vibrant I can put them on pattern paper and they stand out so significantly. And I wanted to make it kind of like a monochromatic look because it's just like the paper. So I picked 3 stickers that would work monochromatically and I put them on the bottom. I don't know about you guys, but we're having a cicada infestation in our area. And so when I put that butterfly there, I was like, oh, that looks like a cicada, but nope, thankfully it's just a nice green butterfly. I always like to put this August sticker on the front. I haven't done it for a couple months, but I thought it would be a great addition to the front. And now I'm looking at the side going, how am I going to incorporate this pattern paper and make it look inclusive? Looking at the PET stickers one more time and thinking, well, I could do several down the side. I could do one that would wrap around that edge to the back side. All of a sudden I remember looking at these die cuts that were in the main planner kit with these. They look like postage stamps. I thought, oh, this is perfect. I need to add this postage stamp, but it needs some sort of grounding so it's not floating so much. So I decided to use the strip of paper I cut off from the top of the Traveler's Notebook cover, and that is what I'm putting down. Now to incorporate a little bit more whimsy into the front of the cover, on that strip I just put down, I want to write what was actually on the journal card because I ended up not using it. And I'm just contemplating what marker to use, and that's why I love this swatch book. I can always get the right color, but I did want to preview it because sometimes I pick poorly and the color doesn't either show up or it shows up too much. But with these click art pens, the pigment is pretty saturated and it turned out just absolutely perfect. So I went ahead and wrote that on this edge. And as much as I adore making things beautiful, I want to make sure I make them as functional as possible as well. So I had an idea of adding some of the sticky notes on the top part of that back cover using a technique, what I call it is a belly band. It's basically just a strip of paper. You use it here on both ends and it creates kind of like a pocket. You can slip things underneath. And in this case, I am just measuring it out and making sure it's at the right height so the sticky notes don't go over on top of that back of the Traveler's Notebook cover. This was a fun cover to do. Very quick. I think my real time was about 18 minutes, and that's even hunting for supplies. I cut out a little bit for you just to make sure that we got to the heart of the matter, and I really think the cover and the notebooks are going to look fabulous, and I'm looking forward to all of the days and the 10 days, 10 projects with Flutterby. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll see you guys next time.